Hello everybody, it is I, your favorite VTuber Android Arrowhead here with some more Askreddit stuff. To answer your question there in the chat, indeed, the reason I'm doing this is comedy. Alrighty then, let's fire right on into this with our first question. So, what is the stupidest thing you believed in as a kid? I believed in a lot of really stupid stuff. One of the dumbest by far, in my opinion, is how I thought that there was like a limited amount of pain you could feel. And if you made yourself hurt a little more when you get like cut or something like that, like a scratch or whatever, then if you made it hurt more, it would like stop hurting eventually. Which technically is true, I guess, in a manner of speaking, but like, man, my connection is shit. Anyway, that's what I'm going off there, is that like that was that literally just caused me to have more problems. It wasn't even like a helpful belief. Other dumb things, let me think. I used to think that rubber could completely stop like an electric current. Like if you got struck by lightning, you just had to hold up your shoes or something like that. So there would be a thing where sometimes where it's like I would just be running out in the rain with Crocs over my head because I thought it would deflect the lightning. Just like, I'm not sure what I thought was going to happen. Maybe I thought it'd be like that one thing with like a Enerlu in One Piece. But man, that just didn't work like that. Never got struck by lightning, but it does not work that way. That is not the way that works. Don't run out in the rain with Crocs over your head thinking that it'll stop lightning. It's not a good strategy. Next question. What do you put on your hot dogs? Same thing as my hamburgers. Absolutely nothing, because I'm eating it to have a hot dog, not to have a bunch of like chili or lettuce or cheese on something else. Like, I like foods where I don't have to do anything extra to it to make it good, you know? Pizza's already good. A hamburger, I've already said I don't really like hamburgers because they taste like nothing. But like, hot dogs, I don't need to put anything on a hot dog to make it a good hot dog. Hey, Victo. I do not need to put anything on a hot dog to make it a good hot dog. A hot dog is good regardless. Usually. So there's that. That's my thoughts on the whole hot dog situation. Personally, put nothing on there because I find that to be kind of like, you know, I don't want lettuce. I don't want to eat mustard or ketchup. I'm here for the hot dog. The condiments do nothing for me. Next question. Oh, here's a big one. Men of Reddit, will you be equally mad if your wife cheated with a woman as opposed to doing it with a man? Why or why not? Here's my logic on this. Not even the bun. I mean, the bun I'm fine with, but I'm not like super into. Either way, yeah, so this question. This is kind of a tough one because on one hand, it's like, yeah, they're cheating on you, which is a clear breach of trust in the relationship, and obviously that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. But for whatever reason, I feel like this would be less of a problem for me personally if it was with a woman as opposed to a man. For reasons I cannot describe, that's just how I feel about that. Like, if I caught them, I'd be like, oh, I mean, I'm mad, but not as mad as I would have been. Or it's like you just walk in and you're like, room for one more, and then the laugh track plays. Or something like that. I don't know. When he just eats the hot dog by itself. Yeah, I don't eat the hot dog with anything else. Just I down the dog. Deep throat it, chew it up, whatever it takes. Get the hot dog inside of me without anything else. Someone just tuned into the stream, starting with me saying I'm going to deep throat a hot dog. Someone just tuned into that, so hello, welcome to the stream. Anyway, but yeah, I do think that if I found out my wife was cheating on me with a woman as opposed to a man, for some reason I'd be more okay with that. Not that I'd be okay with it regardless, but I mean, if I had to pick, Also, maybe you can like make it into like a playing thing where you're like you judge them on their taste in women based on like their like whoever they choose. Like if it's a hot girl, then it's like you go in and you're like, okay, well, for what it's worth, I would have too. But if it's like a girl that's really not that attractive, or at least has like a terrible personality, then you're just like, oh, you can do better than that. Come on, respect yourself more, or something. Or alternatively, if you're really pissed off that your wife is doing that, just go in talking to the other one being like, girl, you could do better than her. You could have her if you want. Clearly, that's a problem there. Anyway, next question. What is something that can make any situation instantly creepy? Well, 1, me. 2, you know that like a flickering light that's kind of like irregular in how much it flickers? Not like a strobe light, which is like clear intervals. I mean like an actual like, the light bulb is just on the verge of not working. And it's just got a chance of going off at any time, but it's like, it keeps flicking on and off. That shit's disturbing. Especially if it makes a noise while it's doing it. Because then it's like a horror movie. You know how they have that like that mood lighting with the way the light bulbs go off and on? That's disturbing. That's just crazy stuff. Okay. I think that's all we need to say about this. Next question. What lifelong, inconvenient, non-lethal curse would you bestow to your enemy? I want to make them feel like, yeah, you hate flickering lights? I hate flickering lights as well. I think the curse I would bestow upon my enemy is making their clothes, especially like their socks and underwear, feel wet at random intervals. Like cold water wet. And it's never actually wet, but like it's at random intervals. So 1, they don't get used to it, and then it's like if they just get used to it, then it's like, okay, who cares anymore? It's at random intervals also so that they don't know whether or not it's actually wet or not. They have to go check. Like their socks, especially that would like suck with the socks. It'd feel like they're getting like gangrene all the time just from how wet their socks are. Man, that would be nuts. Or not nuts, but like that would suck. I would personally not want that. I definitely would like, it would be tough to wish that on someone as an enemy, even. That's like, wet socks are awful. Yeah, soggy socks are horrible. That's why I put it on my enemies, you know? Also, man, my signal is terrible. Your curse would be every time they're watching porn, the website they were watching on randomly crashes right before they finish. That's cruel. That's just, like... You're a monster for that one. I mean, I know I'm cursing them with wet socks, which would also kind of affect the thing you're talking about, in a way. But, I mean, that's just mean. Besides, you know, power of imagination. They could probably, you know, run out the clock there. Beat the buzzer. Depends, like, power of imagination, you know? I did not mean to wink right there. Anyway, next question. If men only want one thing, what is it? Wait. To be happy. Yeah. We don't want to be horny anymore, everyone. We just want to be happy. That's my platform as a president, or whatever. We don't want to be horny anymore. We just want to be happy. Men only want happiness. That's the thing, is that it's like... Men only want one thing. Now, granted, some of them are happy purely because they're horny, or whatever. Me? Nah. Fuck that. Men only want one thing, and that thing is fucking disgusting. You know why it's disgusting? No one can handle the fact that you want to be happy. But I believe in you. Go believe in yourself. It's not a metaphor for anything. Just go be, like, happy or... I'm getting off track. Point is, men want happiness. Other people, they just want happiness without the... I don't know where I'm going with this. Next question. If you were to change... Or if you had a chance to rename the letter W from W to something else, what would it be? I would say double V, because that's the most obvious. But at the same time, W could also work, just because that's the sound it makes. Think about it. You've got H, which kind of has an H sound in there. There's, like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all that stuff. All that kind of sounds like something they would make. W... I do get it though. Men who watch porn yet comment they don't want to watch it and just want to be happy. It comes off as paradoxical. Exactly. It's like you only realize it when you get that like Kenja time or whatever it's called. You know, that like post-nut clarity. Only when the mind is not clouded can you see what truly matters. Clouded by legumes and nuts. Anyway, but yeah, letter W, if I had to say... I mean, double V is the most obvious. I shouldn't even have to clarify that one. I still think was a good choice, though. It's like, wha. Wha, X, Y, Z. Let's try that out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, rhythm-wise, it does not work. Rhythm-wise, it doesn't work. Double V, X, Y, and Z. It's still... Okay, that one fits the syllable thing, but it doesn't fit the rest of it. Double V, X, Y, and Z. It kind of rhymes a little too much. Wah. Wah. Whoa. Wait. One of these has to work. In theory. Wah. What are some things American people do that instantly tell you that they're American? W just fits the best. Weirdly, though, yeah, even though it doesn't look like a W, it looks like a double V or like two down arrows meeting for drinks or whatever. I don't know. It's all nonsense, really. What are some things that American people do that instantly tell you that they're American? For starters, if they say they had a heart attack for like any time past the first one, they're probably American. If they brag about how little sleep they get, they might be American. That's a little bit more of a vague one, but, you know, who knows? If they talk about how proud they are of their country, honestly, could be anyone, but possibly American. No, but like, let me think. What other stuff is American that's not, without getting too political with it? I guess talking about politics in general, because I really don't see that a lot in other places. Like, the British people are usually just worrying about what kind of weather they're having, even though it's always raining. Scottish people are just kind of off in their own space. Let me think. German people are always busy with German things. They pronounce their T's and D's like water. Exactly, that's true. Yeah. Or it's like, take this accent, for example. There is no heavy version of this accent. There is no version of this accent that makes it extremely hard to understand what I'm talking about. Water. You can kind of overpronounce stuff, but it's not like a Scottish accent where you can like garble the words. Or something like that. Or an English accent where if it gets too heavy, you can't understand what they're talking about. Like, oi, what are some American things people tell you, is it to tell you they're American? It's like, whoa, what's all this in? and stuff like that, which is weird because they invented the language. Meanwhile, Scottish is like, I can't tell it where to put my weight. Can I put it over here? Can I put it over there? You fucking wankstein. And stuff like that. They're both a kilogram. Stuff like that. But, like, there's no heavy version of this accent. There's no way for you not to understand what I'm talking about. I'm invincible with this accent. Unstoppable. Why do heavy English accents all sound super drunk? It's England. They probably are super drunk. Do you know how many pubs there are there? Scottish accent's fantastic, yeah. I like doing the Scottish accent just because it sounds so nice. What's heavier? A kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? The answer is steel, because steel is heavier than feathers. They're both the same. They're both a kilogram. No, but they're different. They're the same. No, steel is heavier though. I know, but they're both a kilogram. And then the best part of that skit, have you all seen the Steel or Feathers skit with Lemmy? The best part is, every person that comes into that skit has a heavier accent than the last person. And I don't think that was intentional. I think he just happened to find 3 Scottish people with a heavy accent. And somehow we're all heavier than each other. Your accent is so good, it's a little shock to hear. Well, yeah, you know, it's in... Can you see how red my hair is? Clearly, I'm very, very Scottish. What are some things American people do that instantly tell you they're American? Come on, tell me though. I can't put my weight over here. I cannot put my weight over there. Where am I meant to put my weight? If you had a chance to change your fate, would you? I like doing that accent. I think it's funny. Not that I find people with that accent funny, but you know, it's ripe for comedy. Next question. Batman has just saved your life and now he's driving you home in the Batmobile. You want to engage in small talk? What would you ask him? Okay. So, let me think. What would I ask him? I guess I could ask him if he's heard any good jokes recently, but I imagine that would be a problem in and of itself. So, what else? I mean, I could ask him how the weather is, but I feel it's kind of generic. I would ask him how his family's doing, but that's kind of a rough area. German people are too busy singing 1-2 oatmeal. Exactly! That's how you know someone's German, is that you say like 1-2, and they say oatmeal, Kirby is a pig guy. 1-2 oatmeal, because Kirby is very cute. Which is still... I'm still shocked that that actually exists as a song, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, Batman, though. I don't know what he's interested in. To annoy him, look at his biceps and say nice guns. Ah, ha, 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 that's fucking funny. Or like... I don't know. Most of his interests lie in, like, crime and whatnot. So, like, I guess I could ask him if he's listened to any true crime podcasts, considering he might be... Maybe Batman's into true crime podcasts. I don't know. That's a whole thing. You know, he's clearly about learning about murders and whatnot. He's the world's greatest detective, so... You know. Maybe. I don't really know what else I would ask him about. Like, how's Flash doing? How's Green Lantern? Is Green Lantern... cool yet? I don't know. Was Green Lantern ever cool? Not after the movie he wasn't. Batman... I don't know. I like Batman. I like seeing Batman and stuff. Wait, I guess I could ask him if, like, he really feels like Batman. Given that he is Batman. Like, the true Batman experience. Or I could ask him, like, if he's played Arkham Knight, does that actually feel like playing like Batman? Does he feel like Batman? I feel like being that he constantly deals with crime, as small talk, you want to avoid those topics. That's true. But, like, I guess I could ask him, like, what his favorite memes are, but I don't think Batman really thinks about memes that much. He doesn't really seem like that kind of guy. Yeah, anyway. Next question. You are going to a party. The theme is dressed inappropriately. Who or what do you dress as? Obviously, this depends on the party. However, foolproof situation. Go in your birthday suit, which is basically being naked. Now, for me, it's a little different because I got a lot of, like, you know, moving parts and whatnot, being that I'm an android. I don't look as human under all this as you'd think. But, counterpoint, I could also wear a fine pair of assless chaps and be just fine. Alternatively, it really just depends on the party. I'd ask why the only time he ever smiled was when he was eating pizza with the Ninja Turtles. Okay, is that even a question though? Anyone would smile eating pizza with the Ninja Turtles. They're the Ninja Turtles. Go, go, Ninja Turtles. Go, go, Ninja Turtles. Da, 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 da. Go, go, Ninja Turtles. See, it's in the song. Anyway. Yeah, I'm saying though, like, technically it would also be inappropriate to wear, like, a full, like, 3-piece suit to, like, a children's birthday party. But Arrowhead is one of those Arrowhead in one of those skimpy bunny girl outfits. You know what I mean? Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I've seen those arts. Or like the reverse bunny girl outfit. Oh man, I would get arrested. No, but if I had to say, it really, once again, depends on the occasion. If it's also like a social party, like a really like high class society thing, you really just sing the Power Rangers theme, but instead put Ninja Turtles in the song? No, that was the Ninja Turtles theme. And then the Power Rangers theme is like, Rangers in a half shell. Ranger power. You know? Didn't you ever watch cartoons as a kid? Next you tell me you never watched Tom and Jerry. Like, go, go, Tom and Jerry. Da, 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 da. Trust me, I know my stuff. Ranger power. My favorite Power Rangers was that one where they were like the police Power Rangers, and they just shouted police brutality every time they fought a villain. Yeah, Arrowhead is always right. That's true. Yeah. No, but actually the real best Power Rangers theme, the real best Power Rangers one, was the Dino Thunder one. I think we can all agree Dino Thunder was the best Power Rangers one. By far. Easily. Man, like, they had the dinosaur suits, they had, like, the dinosaur themed stuff, the villains were all dinosaurs. They were like, dude, dinosaurs are never not cool. Except for when, like, sometimes, like, some of the more recent Jurassic Park movies make them a little less cool just by virtue of being the newer ones, but overall, cool. Dino Thunder's the best one. I will die on that hill. Next question. You're a criminal, but instead of stealing things, you break into people's homes and add something to confuse them. What are you doing or adding? I want to go into someone's house and add another cat or dog that looks exactly like their cat or dog. But maybe like slightly different, so that like they first see it, they're like kind of confused, like, have they always looked like that? Or even better, try to get it to where they're never in the room at the same time, but everyone always swears they see one or both of them. Or something just like, something to really confuse them like that. Or even better, I add a step to every staircase they have. That would be like mess up their muscle memory so much if there's like an extra step to their stairs. Or another door. Or a window or something. Just something that's very odd in a place where you'd never expect it. Like maybe, oh, I don't know. If I'm gonna add something else, maybe I would add like, let me think, like a chimney where there shouldn't be a chimney. The best thing, in my opinion, give them like something that would be beneficial but still be really weird to find another thing in your house. Like if they have like a TV mounted on the wall, just mount another TV on the opposite wall that's the same like stuff. You would add 3 pigs with the numbers 1, 2, and 4 engraved on their skin, so they think there was pig number 3 and constantly look for it. That's an amazing idea. I think another thing that would be fun to add is, like, I don't know, like another garage or something like that, or like another car in their garage that's the same as their normal car, but like for some reason it's different. What else could I add that would confuse them? I feel like I've already said the obvious ones, being like stairs and like doors and stuff, or like another pet that they don't have. Maybe, wait, what if I bring them another child? Like, they have children and I just bring them another one that's like an exact copy of their current child? I think that would be amazing. Just like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, their kids. Very generous gifting them a car. I'm like the Oprah of thieves. I give more than I take. I'm like Robin Hood, but for like Nissan. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a whole person. Responsibility. Or just like more debt. I just come in bringing like bills and stuff. Clones of themselves. That would be another fun one. Like, imagine I just give, like, a lucky guy or gal, like, a duplicate of their spouse that they like. And they just have 2 of them. In case something happens to one of them. Crazy. Like, you can do a lot of crazy stuff here if you just take out all the rules of reality. I don't know. I still think stairs would be one of the funniest ones, though. Just because they'd be, like, tripping over it every time. Because then it's like, you don't realize how much muscle memory goes into your house until you like change something about it, and then everything goes weird. Next question. Who is the most physically attractive fictional character? Guys, ladies and gentlemen, question of the hour. Who is the most physically attractive physical character? Not even give them anything, just do all their chores so they wonder who did them. That would be funny. Most physically attractive fictional character. Gotta say, honestly. Okay, so I know everyone's expecting me to say like a woman here. Obviously, a lot of hot girls in anime. Anyone's ever seen an anime? You know what I'm talking about. A lot of hot women there. While on one hand, I would say I like Saber the most, or something like that, I'm gonna go off on a different direction. The most attractive to the most people possible, if I had to say, might be off the top of my head, Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. That man has some pretty ass eyes. Have you seen his eyes? Beautiful. Amazing stuff right there. I'm a straight man. I only like women, but I also like Gojo. We all simp for Gojo. But that's what I'm saying, though. Is that it's kind of hard to figure out, like, who is the most attractive to most people? And we're talking about, like, the most physically attractive to the most people. It's gotta be Gojo. He's got white hair. That's cool. You know, he's got, like... Can I find a picture of his eyes really quick? Actually, that'd be kind of difficult. Anyway, point is, look up a picture of Gojo Satoru's eyes. That man is hot. All my straight friends like Gojo, bro. Exactly! We all simp for Gojo. Every single one of us. You're not a real man if you don't simp for Gojo. We all simp for Gojo. His pretty ass eyes. In fact, I'm looking up a picture of his eyes right now because he's just such a hot guy. Man, my connection is terrible. Gojo eyes. Yeah, look at those pretty ass eyes. Iskandar from Fate Zero is easily the most attractive dad. That is true. As a dad, he's the best. If we're talking girls, though, just to be fair, personally, quite fond of Saber. Violet from Violet Evergarden is honestly also kind of up there, partially just because of how pretty KyoAni makes her look. Who else would I go for? Who is, like, legitimately beautiful to everyone? That's a tough one. In terms of personality, actually, this is physical attraction. Never mind. Can't talk about personality. Obviously, Toiliko is in the running right there. But nah, my answer is Gojo. Gojo is easily the most attractive dude. Women is kind of tough just because I'm actually more attracted to women, but like everyone simps for Gojo. Next up, gamers of Reddit, what's a gaming mechanic that you find really annoying? Okay. For starters, companion quests where you have to like defend them. Like what are those called? Again, I forgot actually. It's like escort missions. That's it. Escort missions. I fucking hate escort missions. We all hate escort missions. That's not a rare thing. Also, level grinding. I hate level grinding. I feel like especially in a game like Xenoblade, it takes away from the experience because you're constantly having to go grind for stuff if you're not doing side quests constantly. And that stops the main story. And I'm playing Xenoblade for the story, so I don't want it to stop. Why would I want it to stop? Anyway, that's my thoughts on those two things. Off the top of my head, also like vehicle sections where it's not like a vehicle heavy game. Like, I hate when they just shove me into like a car or something like that for a while because I have to somehow level grinding, bro. Yeah, level grinding. Hate it. Why is it there? It's not fun. I don't care how good your core gameplay mechanics are. Level grinding is not fun. Stop having to stop what I'm doing with the story just to grind out a few levels so I can actually continue doing the story. That's not fun. Not good. I don't like it. Let me get through everything naturally. Final Fantasy VII never had to stop and level grind, but you know what? I still beat that game just fine. I'm pretty sure I beat the final boss in like, I don't know, less than 10 tries, which is kind of good for me. I'm just saying, in general, you're gonna want to not do that, game developers. I don't care if it lowers the player time on your game. I'd rather have a short game that's good than a long one that I hate. Just because I had the level grind. Next question. Unskippable cutscenes. Oh, well, it's like only if they have the cutscene play right before like a really hard boss that you can't get past. Like Final Fantasy X famously has like a 15-minute cutscene right before this one boss that everyone struggles with because she's like the first really big wall of the game. And that's before you can go, like literally right before you can go back to past areas and level grind. Which is just like, I shouldn't even have to say why that's stupid, right? That's a dumb thing. Unskippable cutscenes are bad when you have to repeat the cutscene. Undertale's a little guilty of this too, but at the very least they shorten it so you don't have to watch the same thing again. As long as it's not the first time that you're doing it in a while. You just have to like work on it, I guess. Unfortunately, yeah. Like when you replay a game, don't want to have to watch the cutscenes. Yeah. Yeah, that's accurate. I don't skip cutscenes in the first time through. Unless it's like a cutscene that I've seen before. Being like, I just fought this boss and I have to go back and fight them again because I failed. Undertale happened a lot, as you probably all saw when I played it. Genocide and otherwise, especially genocide. That took a lot of attempts. So yeah, unskippable cutscenes, level grinding, escort quests. Hate all of them. What were you into as a kid that you still are at your current age? Not really still more again, but my answer is anime. As a kid, I was into anime. As a teenager, I was like, ugh, anime? And then I got back into it, not... Well, like, it was a couple of years ago at this point, but like... There was a brief period, honestly, a lot less time that I was not into anime than I was. Which is kind of weird to think about that I got back into anime, because I stopped for a very small amount of years in there. A very small amount. So it's less still and more like, again, that I'm back to playing or watching anime. Also like Pokemon. is another thing where it's like, I didn't really hate Pokemon ever, obviously, but like, there were plenty of times in the middle where I just kind of stopped. Man, is my stream lagging that much? Hold on, let me... Yeah, my connection is quite bad right now. Oh well. Man. There were plenty of times. Holy shit. I'm just checking my thing right now, and it's like blipping in and out of existence. I can't tell if anyone can even, like, tell all of what I'm saying. What is wrong with my connection? Hopefully nothing's getting cut out. I watched a ton of anime as a kid and only thought it was for younger people. Then I got back into it and watched Attack on Titan in 8th grade and couldn't stop watching it. That's kind of how it went for me. Kinda. I'm just checking my thing right now, and it's like flipping in and out of existence. I can't tell if anyone can even, like, tell all of what I'm saying. Okay, luckily I think only the video is cutting out of the thing, so hopefully we're fine there. We can hear. Alright, good. But yeah, anime is one of those things. Pokemon's one of those things that I just kind of keep getting into and out of. Scarlet and Violet looks pretty fun. I think I'll get to that when it comes out in a few months. Another thing, let me think. I guess just like video games in general. Like, there are some people who kind of fall off and don't play that many games. There was a while where I didn't, but ever since I started streaming again, I started playing more of them. So that's fun. That's a nice little set of stuff. I guess drawing as well, because I still draw stuff, as you can all see from, like, my channel and, like, this. I drew everything on this screen right now. So there's that. That's fun. Yep. Anyway. Next question. With the 2020s going down as the history of as the roaring what the fucks, what event wouldn't surprise you if it were to happen now? Aliens. I don't mean those leaked images where it's like there are some like video of like aircraft like filming UFOs or whatever. I mean straight up an alien invasion. Toylico is a W. Exactly. A double V even, perhaps. That's a callback. But yeah, history roaring what the fucks. I still think aliens are next. We had a plague. We had riots. We should have aliens. We almost had World War III even for a bit. I'm just saying though, aliens I feel like would really round out the whole thing, you know? Maybe they're like the final boss even. Oh wait, time travel. What if there's time travel? Guys, like, there's so much crazy bullshit. Yeah, Toylico is a wuh. There's so much crazy bullshit happening that you really gotta wonder, like, what exactly would be next? Godzilla? AIDS? Again? I don't know. Robot Hitler? What else could possibly go wrong for the remainder of the decades? Time travel would be fun, though. I think that would be like, I could have, like, Chrono Trigger happen or something like that, where I'm the robot this time. But I'm an android, so I'm not a robot. But, like, what else? I guess we haven't had, like, an actual legitimate world war yet, but we might be getting there soon. Maybe that could be the next one. I'm still saying, though, unsurprisingly, I think aliens might be a thing. Or we could bring back dinosaurs. That could be a fun one. That could be interesting. Or we could get, like, the 51st state of America, and it's, like, Brazil or something, which we bought from the politicians there or whatever. I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. Oh, wait. Another, like, bunch of crazy stuff. How about Season 2 of No Game, No Life? Or, like, I don't know. What other game? Like, Half-Life 3? What if Half-Life 3 comes out? There are no rules anymore. Nothing matters at this point. We're all gonna die eventually. Space magic applies. Next question. What two jobs are fine on their own, but suspicious if you work both of them? I'm gonna say a doctor and a funeral home director. You might be sentencing a few too many people with some sort of deathly virus, you know? Like, you just tell them, like, oh, well, your chances are not looking good. You're probably gonna die. And they just think they're gonna die, so they do psychologically. And that's how that works or something? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Also, I guess like bug tester and game developer, because then you can just make more work for yourself either way. Keep getting yourself paid and promoted because you've got like, you can make the skills and stuff like that for your game. You make things go wrong in your game, you get more money as a bug tester, and then you find the bugs and your developer self has to deal with that. Crazy stuff there. You could pull off so many combination of hijinks. Or whatever. I don't know what was I supposed to say there. Either way, that's my thoughts on like what two jobs. Also, what else would be it? Like, I guess if you make shoes and Legos, because then, or it's like, you know those foot brace things you wear with like a broken foot? That and like those children's toys that always trip you. If you make both of those things, that's a pretty suspicious sort of thing to do. Or like, yeah, I think that's good for that whole question. Why not? Greatest pleasure you ever felt? Bug tester and game dev is like level grinding. Exactly. It's like an infinite loop too, because you'll never stop finding bugs and you'll never stop developing the game. It's crazy. There's no upside to that. What was the greatest pleasure you ever felt? You know that feeling when you don't expect to like do something, like you just do something that's a very low chance of working and then it does, and you have that satisfaction of like, I have something rare. That's why gacha games are so popular. That's why gambling is good. For me, stuff like that, but also, let me get water. Yeah. Ah. But also, if I had to say, like, you know how when someone you hate says something that's incorrect, and you get to have like a little clapback moment of like, oh yeah, what about this thing? Gambling is good. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, what about this thing? And you're like, you school them, if schooling is still a thing that kids say. But you just like annihilate them with some like true answer to a question, and then they're just like left completely bewildered. It's like that thing where it's like, I'm a genius. Oh no. But like in real life, there is no greater feeling than having your enemy get something wrong that you got right. Especially like, you know that one meme from The Onion where it's like, heartbreaking. Someone you hate just made a fantastic point. That, but backwards, is the best. Where like, you made a good point against someone you hate. That feels remarkable. Greatest pleasure easily. What will never not be funny? Let me think. What do I find funny that's never not going to be funny? Key and Peele. Key and Peele will never not be funny. Those two always have such a way with comedy. The skits they make are timeless. They will never not be funny. Always hilarious. Like, let me think. What specifically have they done? They did like, like the what? No, never show this to anyone and say that like this is what Key and Peele's about. But that one where they're on like the auction block in slavery and they're mad that they're not the ones getting picked as slaves. That's just so funny because of how like bizarre that is. It's such a like surreal skit. No one would ever want to be a slave, obviously, because that's terrible. And like especially with how bad slavery was, but like, what's so funny about it is that they're just complaining like, man, you know, sometimes you just want to be on Lot A. You want to get picked and stuff like that. And it's crazy. Key and Peele are was. Exactly. They are great. Absolutely fantastic comedy. And then there's also that one where they're initiating a guy in the gang and one of them is like mad that they're not crazy enough to be the crazy guy. So they just start doing a bunch of stupid stuff, like trying to like shoot the crazy guy. And then the guy catches it with his teeth. The bullet. That, like, oh, yeah, the rap one, too. The one where the rapper killed a guy, and then he, like, confesses to the entire thing on his album. Amazing stuff right there. Key and Peele have never not been funny. They're hilarious. Oh, yeah, and that one retired military guy who still thinks he's, like, in action, but he's, like, not. And then he keeps trying to, like, deflect the bullet with his hands, and he's like, And at one point he tried to catch the bullet, and the guy's like, did you catch the bullet? Did you open your hands? Did you catch the bullet? And he's like, yes. And he clearly didn't. He just clearly just got shot in the chest, but like, oh, God, they are funny. Oh yeah, and the gay wedding one, where the guy's trying to like convince this family that a gay wedding is just gonna be a normal wedding, but they all insist on the idea that it has to be like weird in some way. Like having there be like a fake priest instead of a real priest. Anyways, I've just been talking about how good Key and Peele is for like the last 5 minutes. Key and Peele make a bunch of really funny skits. If you guys don't watch Key and Peele, go watch Key and Peele. They're hilarious. Next question. If God came to you and gave you permission to create any living creature, what would you create? I want to make a dragon, and I realize it's like a pretty like generic answer, but imagine how cool that would be for like the first like hour or so that there's a dragon in the world. People are like, man, I think I see a dragon over there, and everyone else is like, don't be ridiculous, dragons aren't real. And then you just see like it get closer and closer and like breathe fire and stuff, and everyone's like, oh, it's a dragon, and no one believes them for the longest time until everyone else also sees the dragon. That'd be kind of cool. It's like when you're playing a game that has like a hidden level or something like that, and no one really believes it until there's like video evidence of it. And obviously it's a lot less common nowadays, but with the internet and all that, but it would be funny for the amount of time that people don't know about it. What other creature would I want to make? Maybe like a Pokemon? Just because I think it'd be kind of funny to have like such a cartoonish looking creature in the real world. Yeah, we would die if it was a dragon. I'm not saying we wouldn't. But what else? Maybe I could make an actual tsundere toilet for that one guy who really wants a tsundere toilet. Just have that be the new creature. It yells at you and calls you a baka when you pee on it. You're just like, psst, and it's like, baka! Man, that one guy should get help, though. That is crazy. Legitimately. But yeah, the tsundere toilet might be my pick. I could make the tsundere toilet. What fictional character do you think would definitely have an OnlyFans? I think Kiara Sesyoin from FGO, the horny nun as we all call her, would definitely have an OnlyFans. Not for the money. The money's not a concern. She's the leader of a sex cult. What does she need with money? No, for her, it's about the thrill of the game. She is a fan of the sport. She just wants to have an OnlyFans because it seems fun to her or something. Alternatively, that one horny elf girl from Mushoku Tensei. Or like, I don't know. What's another character that would, like, who's like a known sex icon? Maybe like Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show or Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rocky Picture Horror Show. The one that has a variety of words up to and including Rocky Horror and Picture Show. I don't know what order they go in. Kind of forgot somehow. But one way or another, someone from that. Maybe. I don't know. What else? maybe like... Let me ask you this. What guy character would have an OnlyFans? What character is just such, like, a sex icon that a guy would have an OnlyFans? I'm trying to think. Like... I don't know, me? Just for fun? It's like a joke thing? Like, instead of uploading actual lewds, I just upload, like, pictures of, like, a motherboard processor or whatever it is. Or, like, I have a 3080 installed in my stomach or something. Reagan Arataka, he probably would, but not even, like, pornographically, just, like... Just to scam people in a way. I guess it's not really scamming if he has mob actually do it, but, like... He is a bit of a con artist. That's kind of funny to think about. Reagan probably would. What is a hill you will die on opinion you have? Well, I already said it earlier that Gojo was a hill I would die on, I think. Or I mean, I said that about something. Hill I will die on. Hamburgers taste like nothing. I will defend that till I die. Hamburgers do not taste like anything. They taste like nothing. They don't taste like meat. They don't taste like bread. They taste like nothing. Alternatively, I guess that like 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, and body wash is better than any of those things individually. It does everything you need to do for a much cheaper price. It's usually not that expensive. I think that is better than most things. Also, I don't like playing FPS games on computer. I'm pretty sure if you look up internet sex icon, Reagan Arataka shows up. Oh, exactly. He's like the pinnacle of male sexiness. That suit, not 3-in-1. Yes, 3-in-1. 3-in-1 works so well. Anyone who thinks it doesn't use it. Don't let Big Shampoo lie to you about 3-in-1 shampoo, body wash, and conditioner. That's the way it goes. That's my hot take. What else? Oh yeah, Backstreet Boys is a good band. I like Backstreet Boys. They're great. The music they make is likable, it's poppy, and it's funky. I like it. I liked the Wii. I like the Wii, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I also, well, yeah, weird thing I want to bring up really quickly. Does anyone else remember how the Wii had, like, separate versions of games released just for it? Like, the Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands game had a different version on the Xbox and PlayStation than it did on the Wii, and I actually like the Wii version more. I like the motion controls in the Wii. I like having, like, what felt like an actual sword to carry around, you know? Like, in Skyward Sword, I could just swing it around rapidly to do the, like, the anime cutting thing where, like, you rapidly swing something and then something gets cut, like, once or twice. I thought that was fun. I thought it looked cool. Also, with, like, Force Unleashed, you could, like, use it as a lightsaber. I thought the Wii was interesting. I thought it was cool. Now the Switch kind of has it, but not really the same way, honestly. It's good. I like the Switch, but I also really like the Wii. What other crazy opinions do I have? Yeah, that actually was cool. See? Exactly. Die on my hill opinions that I have. I guess... Well, obviously there are some, like, less controversial opinions. Like, I think Fate Zero is one of the best anime ever made. It's my personal favorite, so that's, like, I would die on that hill, but it's not really an interesting opinion to make. Because a lot of people think that. I have very few controversial opinions. But the ones that I do have are kind of funny. Like the shampoo one and the hamburger one. I guess also that, I don't know. Not a lot of controversial opinions. I'm not a very controversial person. Oh yeah, VTubers are better than actual streamers. They're just more creative and more fun looking. Well, you want to look like a normal person playing a game? Cool. I'm going to look at like a moth person playing a game because that's interesting. It's cool. No offense to actual streamers though. Can't agree with the hamburger one. Most people can't. That's what makes it controversial. Next question. What's an unspoken universal rule all males know? Alright. In general, there's the one where it's like, VTubers are was. Exactly. What is an unspoken universal rule all males know? Let's say we all know the one about how, you know, if there's a urinal, like let's say there's a guy like taking a urinal. You do not go to the urinal right next to his unless there's like a divider between the two, or unless those are the only two urinals there. Generally, give people their space. Secondly, though, I would say if there's like a bunch of urinals on the wall or whatever, and there's no one at any of them, take the one closest to either of the walls. Because if you take one in the middle, or like one right next to one of the ones in the wall, that means there's going to be one spot that's just in between the person and the wall, and no one wants that spot. No one's going to take that spot. They're going to wait for everyone else to be done. That's how urinals work. It's about personal space. It's always been about personal space. Give people their space at the urinal. Also, another rule. If you're going to meet a guy's girlfriend and the guy's your friend, don't do, like, stuff to try and impress them or steal them from the guy. Sometimes you gotta fall on your sword to make yourself look worse so the guy looks better, you know? Gotta be a bro about it. Be a wingman. Me? I'm stupid all the time. I could help anyone get any girl because by comparison, I'm like that one friend in an anime who's like the stupid guy. I can do that. I will be a wingman for all of you, assuming that you're not in love with me already. That's my thought on that one. Let me think what else. If there's a hole being dug by another guy, you should go help them dig it. Guys like digging holes. I dig myself into holes all the time. Next question. What's an unexpected perk of carrying extra fat? Honestly, it's fun to hit. If you're kind of like chubby, and I've noticed this back when I was like a bit heavier than I am now, I could like smack my stomach and get like a sound out of it, kind of like a drum. And it was kind of like, you know how when you like slap a fully inflated beach ball? It's kind of like that. It's like the bing thing. Kind of like it sounds like you're slapping something made of rubber. It's like really taut over something, like a water balloon. It's like bim, 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 bim. And then you could like, you could play Megalovania on your stomach like, I don't know. That's a fun one. Additionally, there's also the normal benefits of like, you know, you're less cold when it's cold outside, or like you're gonna starve less easily if you're kind of chubby. That's something right there. That's a perk, in my opinion. That's just my thoughts on that. What is 100% worse than wet? Alright, so I looked through some of the other streams. Apparently, I have already brought this question in before and I somehow got it twice. So, I'm going to say something different this time. Last time, without a doubt, I said socks. I don't even have to look it up to know that I said socks during the last one. This time, I'm going to say bread. Who on earth is going to wet their bread? Nobody. You're not going to wet your bread. That's terrible. The whole point of bread is that it's solid and you can put stuff on it and then eat it. That's what bread is for. Alternatively, just eat the bread. That's not a problem there. No one is dipping their bread in water. Unless it's really, really stiff bread, I guess. Maybe then, maybe it's acceptable. Who knows? My point is, though, no one is doing that. No one's going to wet their bread. You're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And we're moving on, because let's be real here. That's mainly what's worse when wet. It's bread and socks. If you could have any animal's tail, which would you choose? I'm thinking monkey. Because monkey tails, like, they're, like, flexible. They can kind of hold on to stuff. Maybe not, like, an extreme weight or whatever, but at the very least, it could help me hold, like, a pencil or something. Or just stuff, like, in my offhand. As opposed to, like, having to juggle a bunch of stuff at once. I like the idea that I can just have everything there for me. Maybe even put, like, a glove on it. Or, like, something with grip. So we can, like, hold a pencil and use that on an artboard constantly. I think that would be great. A monkey tail. Barrett's tail. Why would you want a Barrett's tail? They're clunky and, like, made of stone, basically. Why would you want that? Like, why? What's the upside of that? Explain to me. Fucking Barrett. What, you gonna shake mud on me? Unless you're thinking of Barry Oth, at which point, still, why would you do that? It's just a giant cat's tail with spikes on it. Why would you do that to yourself? What is the upside there? What, you want a tsundere tail next? Is that what you're going for here? Tsundere catgirl tail? I'm watching you. I know what you're about. But yeah, I'm still going with monkey tail. A bunny tail to go with my bunny girl outfit. That's true, you know, I probably should get to work on that bunny girl outfit. We'll wait for my art to get a little better than it is now for me to start doing stuff like that. We'll see. What's something everyone pretends to be an expert on? Game development on the internet. I know this is ironic me saying this after I just went on about like oh, I hate level grinding and like devs should not devs should bug test their games, stuff like that. Ironic that I'm saying this now, but honestly, everyone pretends to know a lot more about games than they do. And I'm probably one of them. Granted, I like to think that level grinding is kind of pointless, but maybe there's like a reason for it that no one knows other than game developers. I find that concept kind of funny. Oh, also medical advice and relationship advice. Everyone thinks that they're an expert on relationships, but they're wrong, because I'm an expert on relationships, and I know what that's like. I'm kidding, of course. I know as much as any other person that's not currently in a relationship, which is ironically part of the reason why I think I give decent advice. But if I had to say... Yeah, medical stuff too, though. People will say like, oh, you know, oh, I have this weird cough recently, and everyone's like, well, might as well jump in the coffin now. You're gonna die. When you have a tail on your wall, it kind of comes off as you hunted it. Oh! On your wall. Monster Hunter tail would be sick because people would think I hunted it. No, not on your wall. What animal tail do you want to have on you as a person? That's what I interpreted that. Wait, let's read the question again. Any animal's tail, which would you choose? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they mean, like, what tail would you have on your body to help you do things? I feel like a monkey's tail would help. Also, any monster and you're going with Bareth? Why not an Elder Dragon? Why not, like, I don't know. Let me think. What other tail would be good? Like a Fatalis tail. Don't you want a Fatalis tail? Granted, it might regenerate the rest of the Fatalis around it. Who knows? But, you know, a tail of something like that. I guess a Gore Megala tail would be kind of difficult just because they might give you the virus from that. Possibly. Just residually. But, I don't know. I think that my choice is pretty good. Monkey tail could help out with a lot. Or, like, if we're allowed to pick fictional animals, like Ipom from Pokemon, because then I could get, like, an extra hand on my tail. Or Bishaten from Monster Hunter, because then I could also get another tail that I could, like, sit on and use a hand for. That would be cool. I know I would like that. I think that would be fun. But yeah, everyone pretends to be an expert in game development, medical advice, and relationship advice. Everyone does that. Occasionally business advice as well, but that's a little rarer. What would you do if you met your multiversal variant? Probably just pull pranks on people. Like, I'd walk into a room twice, The first time I'd just show up and be like, hey, and they'd be like, hey. And then a few seconds later, I'd have my clone come through, they'd be like, hey, and they'd be like, hey. Wait, huh? Or something like that. Or I'd commit, like, I could get them to rob a bank while I'm doing something else very visually so they know that it's me not robbing the bank. But it is, though, technically. And then I just get money and an alibi. And I'm good. Alibis are one thing. That's pretty obvious. I guess I could also, just, like, get multiple jobs at once to support myself. Or, like, multiple voice acting jobs. So they're, like, some that I can't take due to scheduling complaints. Then, or scheduling problems, I could just have them take the other one. Then I'm in both of them. That would be fantastic. Let me think what else. Oh, I could, like, collab with myself. I could do, like, streams and stuff with another person that's, like, the player 2 version of me. That could be fun. Just, like, slightly change the colors on my outfit, maybe, like, flip them, and then we're good. Excellent idea there, me. How do you know if you were in love with someone? For starters, when they get a haircut, you don't lose interest in them. When they change the way, like, their outfit looks, you don't lose interest in them. If you like someone fully clothed, you'll probably still like them when they're naked. How do you know if you're in love with someone? It's when, I guess, you feel something, like, different from them than you do everyone else. I just like a certain excitement to being around them that you never have with anyone else. When was the last time your Android OS had an update? Well, I'm 5, which means I'm probably out of date for their current software, which basically means, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago, I just stopped being updated. I'm obsolete now. An obsolete Android. I need to update myself to a new model. Foreshadowing, possibly. I wonder what that could mean. Anyway, what I'm saying is, though, you need to have a firm understanding of what you're into and what they're into, so you know what's going on. If you're willing to help them move, you love them. That's true, exactly. Especially if you're moving with them, or if they're moving somewhere you want to be. Because then it's like, oh hey, now we're living near each other, stuff might happen, wink wink, possibly. But, like, if you just enjoy talking to them, that's already a pretty good sign right there. Like, I enjoy talking to a lot of people, but, like, specifically, like, you enjoy their presence more than being without them. I think that's something right there. You also know you're in love with someone if you both like my content. That's just a clear sign right there. I could matchmake all of you right now. Like, legally speaking, I can marry all of you. To each other, not to myself. Just a thought right there. Also, if you feel like you have to have a kid to save your relationship, don't. That's a bad idea. It doesn't really work. Don't do it. That doesn't make things worse. Make things messier. But yeah. Love is a lot of things. If you would eat food that you would never eat just for that person, then yeah, that's probably love. Anyway. You confidently stick your hand into a warm bag of goo despite being begged not to, but you smile. What happens next? Hey, Toxic Gold Skull. Oh, you found my TikTok that I rarely upload to because it barely gets any results. Yeah, that's a fun one. Good luck with that. I don't really ever upload anything on there anymore. I probably should, just to spread the word, I guess, but I don't know. What happens next with the goo? I gotta be honest, I feel like this would happen to me, like, I do this as a joke, and then I take my hand out and it's like bone because the goo melted my skin off. And the muscle. So that begs the question, Let me think. I guess I could also get superpowers from it. Like that one guy in the anime who's like got the power of the sun in his hand, so he like kneads bread and bakes it while he kneads it. I didn't know you had a TikTok. GDG following RQ tisk tisk. Tisk tisk. Like Crony does, but anyway. Yeah, I have a TikTok that I was just trying to like upload my shorts to spread the word on that. But didn't get a lot of people flocking to me from that, so I just kind of stopped at some point. There's probably a lot that I could put on there. But otherwise, despite being begged not to, you smile. What happens next? I think what happens next is I get rushed to the ER with the jar of goo still on my hand. Not a lot of upsides of that, unless it's like Nickelodeon slime, at which point I will have won a Kid's Choice Award. Which would be kind of funny. Or like Flubber. And then it just starts dancing or something. Flubber. What is something that gets you unreasonably mad? You know those restaurants like a sandwich shop? Where it's like, you're going there with an order for a few people, including yourself, and you have to tell the person directly what you want to order. You can't do it online. You can't, like, call it in. You have to be there in person to do it. There's a line of people behind you. You're standing there. You're nervous. You don't like holding people up. But you know what? You gotta get your sandwiches. You said you would do it. And then, oh, you just followed me. Or you just followed Vic. Nice. But, you know, you're standing in line there. And then you can, like, feel their eyes on you, glaring at you as you order the thing. And you have to repeat yourself, like, 8 times so the person behind the glass is getting the sandwiches. And they get, like, part of the orders wrong each time, but you're just too socially anxious to actually do anything about it. You're just trying to, like, get through the whole thing. A store that only has off-brand versions of the item you want. Honestly, I'll take off-brand stuff as long as it still tastes good. Or, like, feels good, or, like, at least does what you need it to do. But, like, you're just standing there trying to order stuff, and you have to repeat yourself, like, 8 times to get them to actually do it properly. And then, like, obviously you don't want to yell at them because they're just making minimum wage. You feel bad for them in general. You don't want to deal with it at all. And now I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Like, God damn it, I don't want to have to order sandwiches. I hate doing that. It's anxious and I don't like it. Anyway. Next question. You wake up and find out you're living in a real-life Truman Show and you're the star. What do you do and why? I do jack shit, and here's why. You know how easy of a gig that is to be able to live in, like, a Truman Show setting and be able to just get away with pretty much whatever? Because they're not going to shut the show off. You're not going to, like... as long as you don't do anything too crazy. I hate to order sandwiches, exactly. I don't like it. It's not fun. At all. You don't want to get out of the Truman Show thing. You just want to stay there because then you don't even have to work, really. You just kind of have to show up to whatever job, quote-unquote, they give you. Get the money there, and then you're fine. You get whatever you want. You can just sit, kick back, relax, crack a few jokes. Hope people haven't realized you've caught on, because if you don't, then you just stay there, I guess. That would be great. That said, you also kind of know that all of your relationships aren't real relationships, and that would kind of suck. Yeah, I would pretend I wouldn't know to take advantage of every situation. Just think, you could create and live out your own dream fantasy. Exactly. What if I want to be a movie star, and they have to keep, like, making more crazy-ass movies that are fake movies, mind you, with me as the main character because I just want to do it? That would be crazy. Nutty stuff. I would be freaked out, though, realizing my whole life was planned. Yeah, that would suck, knowing all of your relationships aren't real. But, you know, whatever. That would suck, yeah, but someone has to be real eventually, you know? In theory, they could just keep bringing in people till one of them is real. I like to think that even if all the relationships were fake, it would still be kind of, like, fun to do for a little bit. In a way that's kind of freeing in and of itself, because then you know, like... Because then you know for absolute certainty that all of it's kind of fake, and not like, you don't have to worry about like, oh, do they like me? Do they like me? You just kind of know that they don't particularly. And we're back at the beginning, everyone! That was the Askreddit stream. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll be back on Thursday, but what stream am I doing? Hold on, what was my schedule for Thursday? Let me check. Thursday, I'm doing Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Victo, I see you and Toxical, so planning a little playdate there in the chat. Have fun with that. I'll be back on Thursday with some Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I'll see you all then. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And goodbye for now.